What's going on, everyone? It's DC Trades, and today I'm going to be making a video about GameStop. I'm only making this video because I just see so much BS online on Twitter, on YouTube, on Reddit of people talking about GameStop making some explosive move every single day, and for the past like few weeks, absolutely nothing has happened, right? And these people are just trying to hype up the stock, trying to get people excited, trying to get views and stuff, and you guys keep falling for it. And I just trying to make this video to make people understand how the market works. Like, the market works from buyers and sellers, right? Just like in any other market, like for every seller there needs to be a buyer, for every buyer there needs to be a seller. The problem with GameStop though is that it is just being heavily manipulated right now. Why? Because the big money players of the market, they have short positions, and when a huge move like this goes up that fast and that explosively, then that makes them, the big money players who are short selling this stock, go into drawdown. That makes them lose money, and that's why they push price all the way down over here, but demand kicks in, buyers step in, buys come in, and then the sellers come in again and they push price down. And now we're trying to see sellers come in again to continue pushing the price to the upside. But the problem with this is that the banks, they're strategic. Like, they're not us retail traders. We don't trade how the banks trade. Okay, we just don't have the money to move the markets like they do. They have billions of dollars. You know, these are banks, these are hedge funds, these are financial institutions that we're trading against. And with GameStop, it's retail versus the hedge funds, right? It's retail versus Wall Street, right? So this is a very risky stock, just because the way I trade is I trade with the banks. I see where they're selling and I sell with them, or I see where they're buying and I buy with them, because they're the ones that are moving the market. I mean, it's obvious, we already know that the market is manipulated, um and we know how the banks are trading, so why not just trade with the banks? But with GameStop, this is a battle between retail traders and Wall Street. So people want the us retail traders, the little guys, to win. And it did happen last time, like a few years ago. Like, look at this. This was a huge win for retail. Huge win, because this is an unexpected move to the upside. Like, this is a crazy move to the upside, right? And now recently we're starting to do that again. But the issue is that Wall Street and the big money players or whatever, they're prepared. They have a plan, right? They're leaving behind levels where it's gonna be very hard for retail traders to pass. All right. I mean, it that doesn't mean that it's not going to go up. It very well could still go up, but it's just going to be a little bit more harder, and it's going to take a little bit more time if it were to go up, right? So let me just get started into my analysis. So right now we're just going to start off drawing out this little demand level right here on the weekly. So I look at multiple time frames. So I'm going to be looking at the weekly, daily, the 4-hour, and also the 1-hour. So this is going to be our weekly demand level. You could already see that we came in once, we already hit, and we had that a little pop up to the upside, and then we formed this supply zone. So I'm going to draw this out as supply for the weekly. And so now we have our supply and demand level on the weekly. I'm not going to worry about all these other levels and all. This is a demand level, this is also a demand level. I'm not going to be drawing out every single demand and supply zone that I see. I'm just going to draw out the ones that are the most important right now and what's happening right now. So let's go down to the daily. And on the daily, you could see that we have a supply zone right here on top of a weekly supply zone. So this is a weekly, daily level of supply overlapping each other. So uh, that is good, because that forms, or I like to see that if I'm going to go in for buys, I like to see zones on top of zones, because that means a stronger level of support for demand, and for supply is going to be a stronger level of resistance. So it's going to be that's going to be our daily level for supply, and this is going to be our daily level for demand. And as far as demand goes, we already came in once, came in twice, and came in the third time to touch. And after each hit, we had a pretty big pop-up move like this one. We came in over here, and then we came back down, and then we came up all the way over here, and then we just consolidated for a little bit, dropped down, came in again, and now we're trying to make the push to the upside. And as far as supply, we popped out, we opened over here below this range, we came in already, we already came into the supply zone right there, and then we popped down and then came back into demand. So that's our daily levels, and then we're going to go to the 4-hour level. And as far as 4-hour goes, we have this level right here that's on top of the daily, and it's on top of the weekly. So this is a strong level for demand. This is on the 4-hour. I'm going to mark that down as the 4-hour so you guys know. So this is the 4-hour daily weekly correlation. Came in once, came in twice. On the second time, we came up pretty heavily. We have this supply zone right here, which we came in and respected. We did not close above this supply zone, so this would have been my take profit. If I were to enter right here, I would have taken profit right here. You never want to assume that it's going to break through this price level, because something like this could happen where it comes up and it closes inside this range. And I know that this closed inside this range because let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the high of this red candlestick. The high is 30.49. Now let's look at the close of this green candlestick. That is 30.49. So those are the same numbers. It came in. If it were to close above this level, like right over here, then this supply zone would no longer be valid. And then we form new supply zone right here. This is supply bomb. This is too big of a zone. I am not going to draw this out. And also this, I mean, even though we still have not broken through this level, I don't want too many supply levels drawn out. I just want to have the most recent ones drawn out. So I mean, I already know that we're inside of this supply zone, or we were inside this supply zone. I'm gonna draw this one out though on the 4-hour, so I'm gonna mark this down as the 4-hour because that is our most recent strong supply level. And you can see right here that it is a weekly, daily, 4-hour correlation, just like demand. Right, so this is a strong level of supply. So think of these levels as these. Think of these price ranges as like a brick wall or something, right? As a barrier, right? The more enforced that these levels are, the stronger it is to break through, right? As if it were just by itself, like it was just like one little demand supply level, then that's a pretty weak barrier, because after one hit, on the first hit, that weakens this zone. On the second hit, that makes it even weaker, and that's just making it more probable that it's gonna break through like this, because this zone is just so weak. But if we have something like this where we have multiple levels correlating with each other, then it's gonna create a stronger level of resistance. So we could touch multiple times on this level and do something like that, right? And along the way, we form new levels, like we form a new supply level like right over here, and that makes it even stronger, right? So think of it like that, as like a barrier, right? How easy and how hard is it gonna be to break through? And right now it's gonna be pretty difficult to break through this 28 range unless we have more buyers than sellers come into the market. But right now it's looking pretty bearish. Right now we have this trend change right here. So we had the lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, and then we have this huge move up, breaking through the previous high, and now we're waiting for the retracement, and then the breakthrough to the upside to have a clear trend change, to have a clear uptrend in the market, right? So right now we're just consolidating, because we don't have 3 points of movement. And what I mean by 3 points of movement is I want to see something like this. We have a higher high, a higher low, but we don't have a higher low until we break through this high. So once we break through this high, that's an uptrend. We have an uptrend now. All right. But yeah, we have the weekly, daily, 4-hour supply, weekly, daily, 4-hour demand. We touch once, twice, 3 times. Let's go down to the 1 hour and see if we can find anything else on the 1 hour. Now we do have like this level right here on the 1 hour, which we respected like once, twice, and then we broke through right here. So this level is no longer valid. But what you can see here is that we formed new levels. We formed a new level on the 1 hour for demand. All right, because this is a pretty big move up, causing the trend change on the 4-hour and on the 1 hour. So this is going to be our 1 hour demand level. It's not inside any level, any other higher time frame levels, but on the as far as the 1 hour for like a scalping move, that is pretty good, because if you look down on the 15-minute, there's nothing there. On the 5-minute, okay, yeah, we have this move, because at this little basing candle, after this basing candle happened, we had the move to the upside, and that's a pretty big move up to the upside, retracement, and then big move up, right? So this is a pretty good level on the 5-minute. On the 1 hour and the 5-minute correlation, so we've already come back down here. I do expect us to shoot up again, maybe past through these highs, and then we still have all these levels to worry about. Like it could come up over here and then just retrace after, and maybe we form new demand somewhere around here, and then if we break through this high, we can expect a clean move up to about $28, right? Which is what I think is gonna happen. But you never know. You never know what's gonna happen in the market. But just patience is key, guys. Patience is key. Don't FOMO into buys. Like I know that there was people who FOMO'd in when Roaring Kitty was on live. I think it was like this day. Like people were buying at the top. Why would you buy at the top, right? Just wait for the retracement. Like you could have waited for it to come back down here, and then if it broke through, then okay, don't enter into the trades. Just wait for the market to see what it tells you. And what the market said this day is that don't do anything, don't buy. Like if you wanted to sell, yeah, I mean, you could have sold for puts or sold shares or whatever, and you would have made profit. And then came back into the market right over here at this demand level at the first hit, because this was a first hit, and I did actually take this trade. I entered right there, and I got out somewhere around here. All right. But I mean, just understand how the market works, and using supply and demand. I mean, you could use whatever strategy you want, but I personally look at supply and demand, and it's just like beautiful. Like you get to see how the market moves, like how formed the market really is. And once you could see the market a certain way, then it's just like cleared. I mean, it's clear to see like what's going on, and you could see right here that we were just consolidating. We were closing in on price. I was actually expecting a move, explosive move to the upside right over here, but this was on Monday. Oh, this was the shareholder meeting. So if a lot of people were expecting like this to go up, like right over here, like this, because of what happened previously. Like if you look at this structure right here, it's the same structure. Like you got this lower low, lower highs, and then you have the consolidation, and then you had the explosive move to the upside, right? Now if you move it over here, it's like the same thing. Like it's like the same thing, right? It's almost like the same thing, but price closed in on itself, and it either could have went to the upside, big move to the upside, or would have went to the downside, big move to the downside, and that's what happened on Monday. And this was just clear market manipulation by the hedgies. Because before the meeting even started, the price just shot down. Like it was going down, right? And fairly so, because that shareholder meeting was complete trash. Like they did not say anything exciting for the company. All they said was that they were not going to discuss what they were going to do with the $4 billion in cash that they raised, that they were going to close down a few stores, and that they were going to bettered the balance sheet, and that was pretty much it. And nothing really too positive there. But either way, like they just boom, and people entered for buys, and they were thinking like, oh yeah, today's the day. MOAS is gonna start because of the dumbass people on Twitter, on YouTube saying that the big move is coming, like something big is coming for GameStop, and then every single day nothing happens. Every single one day they say it's gonna explode, and then that very same day it's down, like a few dollars, right? And but this whole week has been or last week has been consolidating. This week has been consolidating too. So far, right now, absolutely nothing is happening for GameStop, and it's just been very slow. So you guys have to be patient. Don't FOMO in. A lot of people I saw on the mines on TradingView, just because we opened, how did we open? We opened on the green. That they were saying, oh, the big move is coming right now. It's starting. It's not starting. Nothing has happened yet. We just had this big move yesterday. That's the only good thing that's happened so far. But other than that, nothing else has happened. We just been going down and down and down. And then sellers came in. We came into this level. This is a pretty good level. But compare this move out to this move out. And then this move out to this. Like, that's nothing. That's nothing. Like, look at that. That's a pretty big move. And then that's a pretty big move to the upside from this demand level. And it just keeps getting smaller and smaller every time we come back into this level. I do still think that's going to come back to 28 before we do anything else. But just patience is key. Patience is key. You don't know what's going to happen, right? I'm not even in a position right now. Like, right now, GameStop is terrible. Until there's like a clear move or there's good news for GameStop or something happens, then I would enter. But right now, like the hedge funds, the big money players are in short positions. That's why they're pushing price down, because they don't want to lose. They want us to lose. They want us to sell our shares. They want us to sell our options contracts, right? Because they want our money. They're trying to push this price down, and they tried since last week, tried hard. This was millions of dollars trying to push price down, and then we just consolidated, and look at this volume. Like, they're pushing price down with such little volume. This was a big volume to the upside, which we haven't seen in a while. But yeah, they're trying to push price down. The only thing that could save GameStop right now is if Ryan Cohen does something big with the $4 billion that he has, or he announces something big for GameStop. Like, GameStop is just fumbling so hard. Like, we're giving GameStop the opportunity to be so much more, to be bigger than what they are, right? They could be something big. They could be, they can't, we're giving them the opportunity to be more than just a video game store. They could be something big, but they're just fumbling it right now, right? Because, GameStop could be something big. And I really do think that GameStop could reinvent itself into something crazy. But so far, nothing has happened. Or if somebody decides to, or like a big money player decides to buy instead of sell, because I believe like BlackRock and some other hedge fund are actually having, like, they hold a bunch of shares of GameStop, so they don't want to lose money. They want to push price up too. But so far they haven't done anything. If they were to put $1 billion into the market, that's going to shoot price up, and that's going to be a big problem for all these other hedge funds trying to push price down. Because now it's going to be big money. It's not going to be just Wall Street versus retail. I mean, on the last time that GameStop went crazy, all the way in 2021, there were actually big money players buying instead of selling, right? They were buying with us retail traders, but that was only for their benefit, because they took the opportunity and they were able to raise billions of dollars. Like, just from buying GameStop. So they took advantage too. So if that happens again, if big money players go in for buys again, then that's going to be a big problem for the short sellers, because we know that everybody wants to buy GameStop. Like it's in such demand by retail, but so for some reason price is still going down. And the news, there's so much fake news out there too, just trying to be like, it's just obvious what's going on. Like they are trying to make GameStop look bad online, so that when it goes down, nobody blames them for bringing the market down, right? Because there's so many articles of GameStop being like doing bad, and not many good positive things about GameStop. All you see are negative articles or negative videos on news channel about GameStop. So I mean, when there's a clear demand, when retail clearly wants to buy the stock, like we like the stock, I like the stock, I want this to shoot up, but it's just a battle. Like this is a battleground, guys. Right now we're just consolidating. Nothing is happening right now, but eventually if there's a big move to the upside, then that's gonna be crazy. If there's a big move to the downside, then we've lost. If we break below this level, that's pretty bad. Below 20, we still do have probably like some levels of demand, like right over here. Like this is demand, this is demand, this is demand. But if we break through all these levels, what's gonna happen is we form new supply. So we could break through right here, retrace right here, come back into supply, come back down here, come back into supply, because now we're trying to push price down and we're trying to get rid of all the demand for this stock and continue to do the same, right? Because they form strong supply levels, just like they did here. They form strong supply levels. This is a strong barrier that we have to break through if we want to go above the $30, right? So just understand that the market is very structured. This is how the banks trade. They form these levels of supply for when we come back into those price levels, they could continue to push price down again, right? So they have lots of sell orders right here, lots of sell orders, and you see supply on top of supply on top of supply on top of supply. As far as demand, we have supply on top of demand on top of demand on top of demand. But it's just a matter of which is going to hold up more, right? Right now, the demand zone has been hit 3 times. Right now, the supply zone has been hit. Well, it's been hit. Well, this supply, there's just so many supply zones. I don't even know which one to look at. Like this supply zone has been hit very weak. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. Like this supply zone is weak. But if you look at this supply zone, it hasn't been hit yet. Or if you look at this supply zone, well, it's been hit once, twice, 3 times, and just 3 times. This supply zone right here. That's a very weak supply zone too, because I like to look at tighter structure. This is a big wick. I don't like big wicks. That's a pretty weak supply zone, but even still, since we have so many zones on top of each other, it just forms a stronger barrier, right? Just like I explained earlier, it forms a stronger barrier to break through. This is their defense. This is the short sellers' defense. This is the buyers' defense right here. So we might see more consolidation, honestly, like something like this, until we have more demand than supply. So then we could continue, or we could try to look for buying opportunities up. But the opposite could also happen, where we consolidate for a little bit and then we just decide, yeah, we want to sell. So they form supply somewhere around here and then they push price down. So be very careful, guys. Be very careful. What I recommend is just understand your analysis, understand what's going on. Do not listen to Twitter people, do not listen to Reddit, do not listen to these YouTubers who every week they post something saying MOAS is coming, that the big move is coming, and nothing ever happens. And they're just trying, it just pisses me off. They're just trying to make money off of you guys. So just don't listen to them. But anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video. DC Trades out.